Made it through somehow.
Hell yeah! The tatami room's downstairs. Soma might be there, so we gotta stay on our toes. Let's roll it.
Help! They'll kill me!
Huh? Isn't that Kosuke-kun, right?
You never learn, do you? Don't tell me you're here with some poor girl's money again.
I'm not! I swear I'm not!
You're Kaito from the Matsugani family, right?
Oh, look who else is famous.
What are you doing here? You join RK too?
Dumbass. Don't lump me in with scum like you.
Are you the one who put this raid together? What about Soma? Is he not coming?
You just stepped into some shit you're gonna regret.
Hey! He's got backup!
Tons of lowlifes, but no Soma. Coming here sure did a fat lot of good.
You got this, Yagami Detective Agency! Please save my life!
At least we can say we saved fucking Kosuke-kun.
You know that guy? Lucky him. He's about to get his head split like a melon.
Hey! Take care of the latecomers. Then we're done here.
Ready? Let's go! Let's go! Really, guys?
Usamoto-san, I must say I didn't expect you to invite me here directly. What led you to change your mind? I hope this means I can expect a favorable response.
I'm thinking it's time to put an end to this.
To what, pray tell?
This self-serving black hole of collusion.
And how do you plan to do that?
By turning myself into the police. As you may have suspected, I murdered Shinya Kawai for what he did to Mitsuru. I did it with my own hands. The same day he was abducted in Kamurocho. 5 years ago, Kitakata-sensei was my accomplice.
If you do that, you'll be branded just another killer. That would be quite a fall from grace, considering just how much you've turned the health ministry around. I'd suggest reconsidering that. We can protect your secret for you.
And in exchange, I'll have to do as I'm instructed, correct?
As with any organization, our government works within a set of constraints. Everyone has their own opinion of what they believe is best for this country. And only once common ground is established can progress truly be made. However, you've already forged quite a path of progress on your own. Reforming the health ministry, cracking down on embezzlement and dirty dealings. I promise you, both myself and many others respect such accomplishments. However, if Reiko Kusamoto were to go from vice minister to murderer, all those achievements would go up in smoke. In fact, the fallout could allow for even worse corruption to take root. As I'm sure you agree, to our country's detriment. Everyone who lives has their secrets. If you'd just let us take care of yours, you can have the peace of mind you deserve. They'll stay buried, deep in the dark.
And therein lies the problem. Sawa-san was the only classmate who never stopped coming to see Mitsuru. I was the one who drove her away from my son. Even though she was the only person at that school who never gave up on him. I couldn't control my desire for revenge. A good woman lost her life because of that. And now everyone wants to pretend like she never even existed. No better than back then. Mitsuru's classmates pushed him over the edge and didn't look back. I don't care what you say. I'm going to turn myself in. I only regret not doing it sooner. Sawa-san wouldn't have had to die.
Well, it turns out you're more naive than I thought. More so than I could have planned against.
You still won. You should consider it a victory that I have to resign from my post. When it comes down to it, I'm sure that was your end goal. But you just got too greedy. You thought putting the squeeze on me would net you 160 trillion yen in pensions? Well, that's all going up in smoke. When I turn myself in, that'll be a lost cause. Now scurry off and inform your handlers.
Despite all my efforts, it seems you were more of an immovable object than I was an unstoppable force. Well, you can't reason with someone willing to lose, especially if losing means burning it all down.
Where are we?
Mitsuru.
Hey, Mom.
Mitsuru. Mitsuru.
So, is that all of them?
Yeah. Pretty tough for a bunch of gangbangers.
Come on, Aniki. Why don't you take the bench for a bit? You're still on the mend.
Shut the hell up.
Whoa.
The guy running the game here brought in as many heavy hitters as he could. But RK had so many ex-Yakuza, this place never had a chance. And you guys managed to take them all down. Unbelievable.
That's not really why we came, though. You sure you didn't see RK's leader, Soma, anywhere?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he wasn't here.
I see. So we did all this work for nothing.
You sure you really want to find that guy?
If that's the case, I heard some arcane members say Soma's giving his orders from Ijincho.
Aha. Then maybe he's been searching for Kuwana over there this whole time.
Speaking of which, Tesso's place got raided just this morning. RK was looking for Kuwana. Although, I'm not sure Soma was there either.
Well then, sounds like we're done in Kamurocho for now. Should we go back to Ijincho tomorrow? If we meet up with Kuwana somehow, I'm sure Soma will show eventually.
Yeah, let's do that.
Yo, time to earn our keep. What is it?
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとう。
Oh, hello, Yagamishi.
Hey, you alone? Where's Sugiura?
He's out asking around about Kuwana-san. Although ever since he skipped out on the Liumang spot, we haven't found a single trace of him anywhere. We're not even positive he's still in Ijincho.
Is that right? Rare to see you in a rut. Maybe we didn't need to rush over here.
Did Tesso reach out to you at all?
No. All of Ijincho's basically been at a dead stop since you last left.
I heard Soma's been running RK from somewhere in Ijincho.
Yes, but we haven't been able to pinpoint his exact location.
I see. That explains the dead stop. Hello?
Yo, I heard you're back in town, Yagami.
Kuwana? That you?
I'll send someone to bring you to me.
So you really are still in Ijincho?
Yeah, but we don't want RK or public security joining us. Make sure you're not being followed first. Shake any tails you might have.
How?
You should know that one by now, Mr. Detective. Get to Salwa-kun's apartment once you know you're good.
Her apartment?
Yeah, later.
Why is this always
And stay down.
Hey, bro.
Awfully quiet here today, man. I heard RK swept through here.
Yeah, they sent 2 of our guys to the hospital. Busted them up sort of bad. Before we knew it, we were outnumbered. Took one step outside and it was like we were in another city.
Do you think they were after Kuwana?
Oh, no doubt about it. He managed to escape, but we don't know where to.
He reached out to me not too long ago. I'm on my way to see him, actually.
You serious?
Yeah, but if I went straight there, I'd be leading RK right to him. Gotta slip past anyone tailing me first.
Right. So that's why you came. Here I was, thinking you were checking on your Aniki.
Well, that too, but help me out here. You got any secret tunnels around here? You know, for gang stuff?
Gang stuff?
Well, I figured if you did, I could give RK the slip. You with me?
That would be pretty sweet, yeah.
So you have one or not?
Actually, we do. After all, we've got gang stuff to handle. Come on, follow me.
Thanks, man.
Here we are. Our own little escape route. Juana probably used this when he booked it.
Dude, your escape route is a sewer?
We keep it pretty clean, actually. You smell any shit?
Oh, you're right.
Follow it to the end and you'll get out at Fukutoku Park. Now this here's for emergencies only, so don't go blabbing about it.
Hey, you got it. Though, I think I should disguise myself before I head down. There's no way RK could pick up my tail if I come out of here looking totally different.
Good thinking. I like your style. Dang, looking sharp. You do this a lot, don't you?
I guess I'm pretty good at it by now.
Okay, ready to hop in? It's a straight path, but it's dark down there. I could guide you if you want.
Nah, I'm fine. Besides, Koana probably still feels bad about getting your place raided.
If that's true, tell him that I don't see it that way for me. RK's the only ones on my shit list right now. I'm booting their asses out of Ijincho for good.
I'm sure he'll be happy to hear it. Thanks again.
Nice outfit, Yagami-san.
Akaike-kun, you really are wrapped around Kawana's finger, aren't you?
Please, just get in. I'll take you to Sensei.
Just you today? Where are your classmates?
Beats me. Seems like he doesn't need much help today.
Oh. This is that boat they converted into a museum, right?
Yeah, but it's empty around this time. And Sensei doesn't plan on sticking around.
Oh. Is Koana fleeing to his next little hiding spot after this?
That's a question for Sensei, not me.
Yo! Sorry to make you come all the way out here. Being a wanted man sucks.
Pretty sweet digs for a wanted man.
Hey, this place has all the escape routes I could ever need. No one around to get caught in the crossfire either.
Funny time to start caring about how your actions affect others.
Akaike, mind giving me and Yagami-san some space?
Go ahead, Yagami-san.
I feel awful for dragging Tesso into this. RK only trashed his place because I was there. Those damn thugs really don't give a rat's ass about the Liumang.
It's public security who doesn't give a rat's ass. There's nowhere in Japan you can escape them. By the way, there's a good chance Soma's an undercover public security agent, ever since his Tojo clan days.
He's public security?
Yeah. If we can drag him out of whatever hole he's in, we might find out who's at the very top of this. And until the truth is exposed, you'll be hunted forever.
Well, that's concerning.
Sawa-sensei's murder, Mikoshiba's murder. Everything has to come to light. And in a way that public security can't sweep it under the rug. I think Ahara's appeal hearing is going to be the perfect time to expose it all.
When you say expose it all, you mean Kusamoto-san too, right? I won't lift a finger to betray her. This conversation is pointless.
Even if that's what killed Sawa-sensei? Because there is a point. Your judgment's just too clouded to see it.
Do you really know what Mitsuru was like 13 years ago? Then you have no right to speak to me that way. I'm facing the reality of bullying head-on. The rest of the world is content to turn a blind eye to the problem. Our whole society. They make a show of it when a kid commits suicide. But nothing changes about the reasons why. And every time, some bully with tears in his eyes always has the exact same line. I had no idea they would ever kill themselves.
Yeah.
They have no idea how their cruelty affects the person on the receiving end. You know why? Because they've never suffered. They don't know what it means to feel unsafe. I take care of that. I show them how much they've taken their safety for granted. Their actions need to have consequences, even if they don't realize until it's too late.
Koana.
As we speak, there are kids out there fearing that they have to go to school tomorrow. Like Mitsuru. Every kid like him deserves justice. So I had to become what I am to see it done.
I know exactly what you're saying. All too well. In fact, I know so well that it scares me. But if you let your sense of justice guide you totally unchecked, you'll eventually lose control and end up in a pretty dark place. You'll rationalize the sacrifices. Whatever justice takes. For example, Sawa-sensei's death at the hands of Soma.
Enough!
Real justice has nothing to fear from the truth. Otherwise, you wouldn't turn away. So come on. Until you and Reiko Kusamoto turn yourselves in, public security won't give up. Don't you get it? If you end up caught by them now, you're gonna disappear for good.
Yeah. It would be a good time to disappear.
What?
I'll do it on my own terms, though. Public security won't find me. I knew the day would come that I'd have to trigger my exit strategy. It pays to have underground connections.
Oh, you think it would be that easy, do you? I'm sure you know. A serial killer can't hide.
Right. Every person that I've murdered deserved what they had coming. I won't stop doing it. There's dirty work to be done. And I don't mind being society's handyman. Whatever it takes. 13 years ago when Mitsuru jumped off that roof, I knew I'd spend the rest of my life atoning. It's the only way I can think of that will give Mitsuru what I didn't give him then. I don't really care what becomes of me either. I owe him. And I'm going to finish what I started.
Okay. So why'd you bring me out here then? You seem pretty set. Were you hoping I was gonna pat you on the back for it?
Hardly. I wouldn't expect a guy who drew his line in the sand to suddenly come around. But maybe that's exactly why I spilled my guts to you in the first place.
What do you mean?
Ehara-san should be the one carrying this thing. I hate to ask, but would you mind passing it along? You're the only one I can trust with it now.
Isn't this Toshiro?
That locket has my final message to Ehara-san in it. I was supposed to help him get justice for his son, but I'm not going to be able to see it through. Well, I guess the rest is up to him. Soon as I'm out of here, my face and my name are going to have to be changed.
Were you thinking I was just gonna watch as you walked away?
You really going to make this a dramatic breakup?
Stop it. I'm not gonna back down on this. Years ago, a girl died because I didn't chase the truth to the end. Her name was Emi Terasawa, and I'll never forget her. Murderers tend to follow a rule. They have no problem killing again to protect their secrets. That's you, Reiko Kusamoto. It's still gonna apply.
Called it, I suppose. I half knew that you would pull this shit instead of saying goodbye.
If you run, I won't chase you. There may be a trail of death in your wake, but in court, I'd have nothing that would stick. Even if I brought you down, the only thing that'd keep you from escaping are the bars of a jail cell.
So what now, then?
Until you finally realize that you need to turn yourself in, I'll need to be persuasive. For you, Reiko Kusamoto, I firmly believe that the two of you can still be saved.
I swear.
Akaike!
Soma! Arcay's here. How the hell could they have figured out where we'd be?
Listen up! Kitakata-sensei stays alive. As for Yagami, if killing him means he doesn't escape, that's fine.
I made sure I wasn't tailed on the way here. We both did. Neither of us could have led them out here. I know for damn sure we're too careful for that to happen. That means there's only one guy they could have tailed to find us. It was a Kaike. Public security figured out that there's a connection between me and him. Are you aware of the implications of that?
Is figuring that out right now really all that important?
It's Kusamoto-san. She knows him. She's the only connection between me and a Kaike.
What?
I'm saying, Kusamoto-san decided to sell me out. Something happened that caused her to change her mind. Public security, I guess.
Remember earlier? Didn't you say something about this ship having a bunch of escape routes?
A bunch of escape routes great for a party of one.
Fine. Why are you still here?
Well, I thought you wanted to persuade me. I admit, I was interested in hearing you spin some more of your bullshit.
You got it. Now I'll have time to think.
What is the holdup? Hurry up and take them.
Yo, these guys have a whole bag of tricks up their sleeves. Take out their legs so they can't run.
Looks like they finally upgraded us to the arcade big shots.
Yeah. But they're gonna be sorry they messed with us all the same. Let's go!
Bring it up! Wake up, Yagami! Oh! Come get some!
we really struggling to take out two guys? RK's going to be a joke if this keeps up. I thought you boys were the Tojo clan's finest. Your work really shouldn't be an embarrassment.
It's about time for Plan B.
Huh? You saying you've got another trick up your sleeve?
Yeah, but it kinda sucks. So I wouldn't get your hopes up.
You're not going anywhere. Got to
Get off me!
Stop! There's nowhere to run!
One up!
Oh shit, get your phone! Hurry! This ship just exploded! We gotta get this on video!
Was it an explosion? It might have been fireworks.
Okay, bring it in. Hurry it up, fellas. We're gonna have cops. They're really starting to annoy me.
His plan B was blowing up the ship? Heads up would have been nice.
Public security may lead to his undoing. By seizing the puppet himself, Yagami seeks to pull down the puppet master holding the strings. To do so, he forms a temporary alliance with the fugitive Kuwana. But Soma arrives to carve a bloody path into a hideaway no one should know about. Reiko Kusumoto's betrayal has proven more volatile than anyone could have guessed.
Genda-sensei, they're calling last night's bombing a terrorist attack. The body they recovered was burnt beyond recognition.
That was a Kaike-kun, right? The one Yagami mentioned?
Yes, I believe so. Nothing about Soma or RK in the article either. Could public security be tampering with the press?
I wouldn't give public security that much credit. Besides, if a bomb goes off in a deserted public place, it's only natural for the police to assume it's terrorism.
Right, I guess when you put it that way.
Unfortunately, even if they do identify a Kaike-kun, the ones responsible are Kuwana and Soma, two guys who are totally off the grid. Any investigation would grind to a halt, probably end up as another unsolved mystery.
If the public learned the bombing was tied to Ihara's battery case, jaws would hit the floor.
Yeah. Anyway, where's Yagami? You heard from him since last night?
No, we've been in touch via email though. He's on his way to a hospital now.
Great. What'd he get himself into now?
If he's actually going to the hospital, does that mean it's serious?
Don't worry, he's fine. He's just going to meet with someone about the case.
Who'd want to meet up at a hospital?
Reiko Kusumoto.
13 years. I still can't believe it. Waking up and finding out you're suddenly 30.
Take your time. You'll adjust eventually.
Work again?
I won't be long. I just need to take a quick meeting. Now put down that mirror already.
So, you sold Kuwana out to public security because Mitsuru-kun woke up. Does that about sum it up? You waited 13 years for Mitsuru-kun to wake up. If you turn yourself in now, you'd lose him all over again.
There's that. Yes. Going forward, he needs to stand on his own 2 feet and rebuild his life. It'll take time. And lots of it. There's no real end in sight. He's at a disadvantage as it is. And to brand him the child of a murderer on top of that, I couldn't.
Where are we?
Mitsuru.
Hey, Mom.
Mitsuru! Mitsuru!
It's incredible. Finally, he's woken up. Doesn't this change everything? I think you may want to reconsider what you told me, Kusumoto-san. Alone, I'm sure you could have lived with the weight of your choice, but now you have something you'd sacrifice everything to protect. He's so precious, but he's also so fragile he could come crashing down without even a warning. You're going to have to be his shield, Kusumoto-san. We'll do it together. With your cooperation.
I have to do what I can to protect him.
I suppose so, but... You covered up your crimes and it was Sawa-sensei who got caught in the crossfire. On top of that, Akaike-kun's throat was slit last night. Now he's dead too. Kuwana will be another body for the pile soon. Hell, maybe I'm in trouble myself.
How was he yesterday?
Well, as soon as RK showed up for him, he knew you'd stabbed him in the back. I can't really say how that made him feel. Until now, he'd been adamant about ensuring you stayed out of this. He said no one could blame you for what you did to Shinya Kawai. Kuwana put his life on the line for you. You failed to silence him, and you let him get away. That means whatever happens next, it's his move. And whatever he does to you, none of my business. As for me, I have no evidence on Kawai's murder, so you're off my list too. I only came here today because I wanted to know why you betrayed Kuwana. That's all. I hope Mitsuru-kun has a speedy recovery.
Back already, Yagamishi. How are you feeling after last night? That shockwave from the blast took you down.
Oh yeah. That was something else, I gotta say.
I bet, tough guy. Kamurocho's finest detective never fails to impress.
Doc, you made it. We've been asking around if anyone's seen Kuwana.
You don't want to know how that went.
No leads, huh?
Pretty much. Doesn't help that Arcade's crawling all over the place right now. Soon as they spot Kuwana, they're gonna make their move.
Kuwana gave this to me yesterday.
Isn't that Toshiro Ehara? Kuwana-san called you out there just to give you this?
Yep. He told me to give it to Ehara.
What the? Oh man, it looks like it's cracked.
Can you take a look at it, Tsukumo? I get the feeling it's no ordinary pendant.
Certainly.
Not handing it over to Ehara till you know what the deal is?
Well, he won't mind, will he? Besides, I damn near got blown up over that thing.
Speaking of, Yagamishi, what's the status of Ehara's sexual battery trial?
Saori-san's preparing for the appeal. Still no date, but the courts are working as fast as they can. If they accept the case and it goes to trial, they'll find out about Kuwana one way or another.
And that'd put Reiko Kusumoto in public security in the shithouse, right?
Right. If Kuwana and his murders come to light, anyone connected to Reiko Kusumoto could be suspected as an accomplice. And if that happens, she'd lose any control she had over the pension fund.
Interesting.
Everyone wants their own brand of justice to come out on top. But enough is enough. If we don't handle this, public security will take out Kuwana. And I can't let him die like that.
Then, what's your next move?
Gonna head to Ehara's trial and back up Saori-san. Feels like we've come full circle.
I'd argue the opposite, Yagamishi. The circumstances surrounding the trial are completely different this time around. I can't help but consider how grand a task simply seeking the truth could be.
Seriously. But exposing the truth is the only way to save some and get justice for others. We can't just stay quiet and watch.
Sounds like you're seeing the light. Detective work's not so bad, is it?
Can you guys keep an eye out for Kuwana and Ijincho? I need to go over Ehara's case with Saori-san.
10-4. We'll amp up surveillance.
We're going too, Sukiura. Time to get shit done.
Right on.
I'll make sure that pendant you got from Yagamishi, please be careful out there. RK has...
Wish you hadn't. And stay down.
"Irashaimase." "Arigatou."
Wow, looks like we've got a full house.
Shirosaki-sensei asked me to come by. She said they needed some business handled while you were out of town.
I find it hard to believe she'd put it that way.
Maybe not. Either way, I don't mind helping.
Yagami-san, you're just in time. I think we should conduct another interview with Ihara-san.
Okay, but what will we talk about?
If we want to claim he's innocent of battery, then we need to prove he's the one who murdered Mikoshiba at the same time. But since the murder footage isn't admissible in court, we need something more substantial.
Basically, we need new evidence. And that might mean something no one's seen or found yet.
So your plan is to meet with Ihara and just ask him?
I know it's a long shot, but yes.
I'd like to come help, but someone has to check Higashi-san's work.
Excuse me? If I have to be Hoshino-kun's lackey, I'm fucking out.
I'd prefer if you address me as Hoshino-sensei.
Mouth on this kid.
Ihara only seems to open up to you, Yagami-kun. So, if you talk to him again, do you think we'll find out something new this time?
I'll see what I can get out of him. Having another chat with him couldn't hurt.
Sounds good. Oh, and look after Saori for me, would you?
Sure, but Mafuyu, should you even be here? Won't the prosecution think you're double-crossing them?
What do you mean? I am just here to get dirt on the defense. Expect Prosecutor Takano to hear all about it.
Guess we better watch ourselves.
I still have some preparations to make. Yagami-san, why don't you go kill some time? I'll call you as soon as I'm ready. It shouldn't take long.
Sure thing.
I'm going to try and get in touch with Ihara's wife. Even though they're separated, Ihara may have shared details about Mikoshiba's murder with her. Oh, and Higashi...
I'll call you once I'm ready. This may be our last meeting with Ihara-san before the appeal. Make it count, Yag.
Ihara's status as either a sex offender, opinion split between who thinks the Mikoshiba murder footage is authentic.
Don't forget how much pressure's... Ihara's trial has the police and prosecution on edge, so I'm sure it's a... But I'll do whatever.
RK's still raising hell around the city. Bunch of ex-Tojo guys have been just watch your back out there.
Sorry for keeping you, Yagami-san. We should head to the detention center. Where are you?
In Kamurocho. How about I take a cab?
Thank you, please.
Isn't that just the worst? So the murder footage can't be used as evidence. I was hoping it'd be played in court for all to see.
Yeah, and if it was, it would prove your innocence and overturn your battery conviction, no problem. But the prosecution flat out refuses to accept you murdered Mikoshiba. There's no room for error. You could flat out confess and they would refuse to accept it.
Excellent. In the end, they'll lock me up for battery. And I'll get away with murder.
Yeah. We know all about what you and Kuwana planned. We just don't have the evidence to prove it.
My condolences.
Which reminds me, you said you'd confess to killing Mikoshiba after you got out of prison, right? Then, as icing on the cake, you'd admit the battery charge was false and humiliate the law for letting a murderer walk free.
Exactly. The public must know that the law can't be trusted. Personally, I hope the media hops all over it.
I bet you do. So when that time comes, you'll need some decisive evidence of the murder so your confession holds water. Maybe you've got something like that in your back pocket already? Because we'd sure look good if we had some new evidence to take into the appeal.
That's why you geniuses came all the way out here. I told you I wouldn't admit to the murder in court. I have no intention of just handing it over.
Handing it over? So you're saying there is still a piece of evidence we don't know about?
What is it, Ihara-san?
Even if there was, you'll never get your hands on it. Didn't mean to get your hopes up.
The murder weapon. Kanagawa PD said the weapon used to kill Mikoshiba still hadn't been found.
Yet it appears in the footage without a doubt as to what it is. A knife. If it wasn't found at the murder scene, it's highly likely the suspect or an accomplice took it with them.
Any normal criminal would have just ditched it somewhere. Except you're anything but normal. You got revenge for your son, and you want to publicly humiliate the law for letting you pull it off.
Your point?
If you were cleared of the battery charges and confessed to Mikoshiba's murder without evidence, no one would buy it. You'd need something convincing. Busting out the weapon no one's found yet would do the trick. That one piece of evidence would flip the whole case on its head.
Well, look at you go. Then tell me, where do you surmise I've hidden this weapon?
Well, right after killing Mikoshiba in Ijincho, you would have had to book it to Ikebukuro Station. You had accomplices with you.
And if that's the case, there would have been plenty of time to hide the weapon.
Yeah, so that's about as far as I've thought this out.
That's it? Then I'm done here.
Kawana's vanished, Ihara-san. Public security found out about him.
Public security?
Kawana wanted me to tell you he won't make it to the end of your revenge plan.
So, I'm the last man standing, am I? Well, he's already helped me plenty. I never expected to see him again anyway.
At this point, he won't be able to outrun them. If public security catches him, he'll get much worse than an unfair trial. Burying him will be the least they do.
What do you mean? What's going on?
You remember last time? If you don't recall, I said you'd grab the tiger by the tail.
And your tiger is public security?
Right. And they're out there on the warpath. Everything has to be brought into the light. We need what you did to be exposed. Kawana can't be saved in any other way. I need your help, Ihara-san.
Then you lose. I'll never admit to killing Hiro Mikoshiba in court. The system can die. It threw Toshiro away, and I won't lift a finger to save it. Kawana-san knew how this could end. We have our convictions. When this started, we knew it could end up costing our lives.
You knew going in, huh? And that's all? Is that what you tell yourself so you can sleep at night?
Maybe it is.
Yagami-san. Do you remember my original request to look into both Ihara incidents? I asked you to look into the train event, and then I asked you to look into Hiro Mikoshiba's murder. And now, I'm afraid I have to make one more request of you. Do you still carry your defense attorney's lapel pin? Ihara-san's trial. I'd like you to take the floor with me to defend him. It's going to be eventful. I think we should go as a team.
Sure about that? You know, my legal counsel isn't cheap.
I'll let Genda-sensei know about the invoice.
You got it. Count me in. You never know when something like this will happen. Check it out. I always have it on me.
I know that.
Huh? You do?
らっしゃいませ。ありがとう。いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございます。いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございます。
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとう。
いらっしゃいませ。ありがとうございます。
Hello?
Doc, where you at
Just
right
got
now?
back to Yokohama, actually. You weren't spying on me, were you?
You just noticed? Everywhere.
Where are you?
Over at the Leomont's place.
Oh, right. They mentioned they were going to Yokohama to see Ahara's
Make
wife.
your way over, will you? I need a full report, and I don't want to hear you...
Look at you
Yeah.
taking... Excuse me.
ありがとうございました。
Looks like the gang's all here.
Everyone but the star of the show.
Now that is next-level ass-kissing, Hoshino-kun.
A good ass kisser is a good communicator.
Welcome back, Yagami-san.
Grab a seat, Tak. Nice. So you're really gonna stay?
Just to give sorry.
Ah, does that mean I don't need to be present?
Huh? How would I know?
Yagami's there, I don't see why you gotta be. You're on thin ice, Hoshino-kun.
I have been plenty useful.
Should a lawyer really have to say that? This guy...
Ah, man. The gangster just put the lawyer on...
Well, that's... So where's Kuwana?
Yeah, about that.
RK's out there looking for him too. They seem to think I've still got him under watch.
On the flip side, that means they still haven't found him,
Well, yes. Although...
You think Kuwana-san's still in one piece?
Alive? Yes. When I saw him, he was already making plans. But the real problem is what happens next. Now that he knows Reiko Kusamoto betrayed him, we don't know Kawana's next move.
I'd never let that slide if I were in his shoes. Maybe Kuwana's thinking the same thing, you know? He spent all that time underground brooding. Maybe he's really gonna stick it to Reiko Kusamoto.
Yeah, I could definitely see that. Oshinoku, Higashi, you two met with Ahara's wife?
Yeah, we didn't gain...
Turns out Ahara and his old lady, after her son took his life 4 years back, she refused to keep living under the same roof. Only reason she hasn't divorced him is because it's too much of a pain to...
She's been living in that same apartment even when Toshiro comes. She let us light some incense on his altar, but she was pretty vacant the whole time.
Did Ahara's battery charge come up at all?
She said she didn't care.
She didn't care her husband was out there groping women and killing bullies?
According to her...
Really?
Well, there's no easy way to put it, but it felt like she'd given up.
Made for a pretty depressing trip, I'll tell you that.
What's the word on RK?
Everywhere you look, they're strutting around like they own the place. And they know our faces, too. They stare us down, but never get too...
Plus, they're acting like they're here to stay. They've been harassing the joints we have ties with.
Harassing how?
You know, shit like pretending to be normal customers and dying dashing or complain. Then another guy'll come in and be like, need protection? And suddenly they're charging a fee.
That's some Yakuza shit.
Bullshit, too. The Yakuza who pulls that today is out in one shot under the anti-gang laws.
And Soma?
Nah, there's nothing on him. Even if he is, he probably went underground by now. And Soma isn't exactly a social butterfly like Akutsu. Finding him's gonna...
Especially if he has public security's help. Unless it's a life-or-death situation.
That about wrap it up?
Seems so. As for me, I think I'll head out and see what I can find out about Kuwana-san.
Same. I just hope he's okay.
Tsukumo-san and Sugiura-san do some impressive work.
Yeah. You don't hold a candle to them, Hoshino-kun.
Black belt in karate, and you never even use it.
Well, I'm just more of a behind-the-scenes kind of guy. Anyway, I'm heading back to Kamurocho. Enjoy yourself, Higashi-san.
What about you, Tak? Want to call it a night?
No skin off my back.
So, what'll it be?
If I can really stay the night, I'll take it.
Yagami, I think I'll stick with Aniki and tag along. Couldn't live with myself if I backed out now with a fish this big on the line.
Get this, Tesso asked me to fly the drone. Says it's the first time he's
Seriously, it's pretty...
Hey, Yagami-san.
I think...
Really? Good, because Tsukumo-kun's he's upstairs. Tsukumo-kun, Yagami-san's here.
Something up?
Yes, it's about the pendant Kawana-san gave you. Turns out, it was just a decoy after all.
Decoy? For what?
For what was inside. This. The cracks in the pendant were hiding an SD card, and on it was some video data.
Video data? Of what exactly?
It's the footage of Ihara murdering Hiro Mikoshiba, just like we saw before. No additional scenes.
That doesn't make sense. Why would Kawana put his life on the line just to give me that? I mean, RK came after him and everything. And all for a video that's already all over the internet?
Yes, except the video on that card is the original. All the others were copies of this source. In layman's terms, this is the master tape. Or in film, it'd be the negative. With no additions or modifications of any kind.
What do you mean? And how do you know for sure?
So this SD card here is a special little thing. You can't usually buy it in stores. It's called a worm, or write once, read many. If you were to take a picture with a digital camera, the images saved on this SD card couldn't be edited or deleted. It's what forensics teams use when photographing crime scenes. Which means what we have here is unaltered footage of Mikoshiba's murder.
That means it would qualify as evidence in Ihara's appeal.
Yeah, I'd say you have room to negotiate with the prosecution and the judge. At the very least, it beats an internet copy with no origin.
Hey, think this'll be enough to win the trial?
Well, I can't guarantee that. But it does explain why Kawana-san took such a risk. The video on here is the sole original. That's why he'd only leave it in the hands of someone he trusted.
Kawana asked me to give this to Ihara.
Sure, but he had to know we'd turn it inside out first. Maybe it's Kawana-san's way of entrusting you with the evidence you need? After all, with public security after him, he may not live to see tomorrow. And seeing how he's on the run, he had to find a way to get that into Ihara-san's hands. Which I think is why he left it all up to you, Yagamishi.
And it's settled. It's about time I expose everyone involved in Mikoshiba's murder. Ihara, Kawana and his students. That's the first step to luring public security out in the open.
And I believe the SD card will make that possible.
So hey, looks like almost getting blown up was worth it.
I guess so.
Hey, I'm sorry to bug you.
Matsun? What are you doing here?
I was talking to the MRC guys earlier. They said you'd be at this detective agency.
Everything okay?
Well, Akane started hanging out with some shady guys. So I figured I should talk to Yagami-san about this.
Sounds like a tricky situation. Please, have a seat.
Akane's that girl you hung out with all the time, right? So, want to tell me more about these shady guys?
They're these thugs from Tokyo. RK, they're called. They've been flirting with her.
Okay. What else?
They got her so comfortable she blurted out some stuff she probably shouldn't have. Stuff about you, Yagami-san.
Well, that's nothing I can't handle. But rolling with RK is bad news. She needs to stop. Their leaders are ex-Yakuza, you know.
I knew it. So they actually are dangerous then.
What's really going on?
They asked Akane which student you cared about the most.
What?
So she... kinda blurted out Koda's name.
She did what?
Yeah, even Akane knew she messed up. So she called me right after. Yagami-san, you've been mixed up with RK, right? You think they might go after Koda?
Can you try to get in touch with her?
Actually, I haven't been able to.
What about Akane?
Oh, right. Let me try and call.
Hello, Matsun?
Akane, where are you right now?
The last place Mikoshiba-sensei was.
Huh?
I'm with RK. We're at the building where Mikoshiba-sensei's body was found.
Why?
Matsun, are you with Yagami already?
How do you know about that?
It's Yagami. Is Koda-san there too?
She is. Yagami-san! It's me, Koda! Please, help me!
This Yagami? Come on over and we'll play. You know the place, right?
Who is this?
Not important. Better hurry, or else Kodo-chan will have to entertain us. Know what I mean?
Hey! Stop it! No!
Don't! What the hell do you want?
Come down and find out. Oh, I'm sure this goes without saying, but if you go to the cops, these girls are as good as dead.
Do you guys even understand what you're doing right now?
Better hurry.
What's happening?
Matsun, you stay here. Tsukumo!
I'll contact Kaito-san and Higashi-san for help. And I'll fly my drone out to the scene, too.
Perfect. I'm counting on you.
Let's go, Yagami-san. Hurry.